Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel.
Today we're diving into one of life's toughest questions. Why does God allow people to suffer? It's a question that hits us all at some point, whether it's personal pain, watching a loved one struggle, or just seeing the brokenness in the world.
Suffering feels universal, doesn't it?
And when we talk about it, we often assume all suffering is evil. But is that really true? Let's unpack this together.
Stick with me. This might change how you see the hard moments in life. If you find this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe so we can keep exploring big questions like this. Here's a starting point that might surprise you. Our main purpose in life as believers isn't just to be happy or comfortable, it's to know God, to enjoy a relationship with Him. So if that's true, then anything that pulls us away from God is bad, and anything that draws us closer, that's good. Even suffering. Think about it. Someone lying in a hospital bed might see life, and God, more clearly than they ever did when everything was going great. I'm not saying we should throw a party when we get sick, but accepting it can actually become a blessing, not just for us, but for the people around us too. It's like suffering carries a hidden message, a mystery we don't always understand. Paul puts it this way in Philippians 3:10.
That I may know him.
And the fellowship of his sufferings.
Through the cross, Jesus didn't erase suffering, He transformed it.
He made it a way to connect with him.
He says, "Take my hand, my scars are deeper than yours."
Trust me, and I'll give you peace. That's a game changer, right? Now, here's where it gets wild. Suffering isn't just something to endure, it's a gift.
Paul tells the Philippians, "It's been granted to you not only to believe in Christ, but to suffer for his sake." Philippians 1:29.
The disciples even rejoiced when they suffered for Jesus. They saw it as an honor. Acts 5:41.
Inside the rough package of pain, there's treasure.
Let's open it up and see what's inside.
So what are these treasures? Here are a few.
1. Suffering displays God's glory. When we face pain with faith, it shows the world that Jesus is worth more than our comfort.
Like the blind man in John chapter 9, his suffering wasn't about sin. It was so God's work could shine through him.
2. Suffering refines our faith. Peter says trials test our faith like fire refines gold.
It shakes us up to make us unshakable.
3. Suffering helps us sympathize. Our pain makes us tender to others' struggles.
Paul writes in 2 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 4 that God comforts us so we can comfort others.
4. Suffering prepares us for heaven. It's like God's laundry room. Suffering smooths out our wrinkles, making us holy.
5. Suffering reminds us, this world isn't everything. Pain exposes temporary pleasures as fake treasures, lifting our eyes to eternity.
6. Suffering keeps us humble. It strips away distractions and shows us our need for God's strength.
7. Suffering reveals who we really are. Trials uncover our true character, our strengths and weaknesses.
Philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "To live is to suffer."
And he's not wrong, it's part of being human.
In our world, we're obsessed with avoiding pain.
But chasing a suffering-free life means missing out on these blessings.
Heaven's where suffering ends, not here.
As Christians, we know this isn't the whole story.
Death isn't the end, it's a comma.
Our life spills into eternity.
And God's writing a perfect plot for us, even if we don't see it yet.
So why does God allow suffering?
We might not get a full answer now.
Think of it like this. When my kids were babies, they cried getting shots.
They didn't understand why I'd let them hurt.
I couldn't explain it, they were too young.
But it was because I loved them, not despite it.
God's ways are higher than ours, just like a parent's are higher than a child's.
One day we'll see the why, and we'll be thankful.
What do you think?
Does this shift how you see suffering?
Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
If this spoke to you,
Share it with someone who needs it.